If you've been on Instagram, you've probably heard people talk about Seint makeup and you've been seeing all kinds of makeup artists apply it. Well, I'm gonna show you how a normal person applies it and what I think about it. I'm Juli Bauer Roth, the food, fitness, and lifestyle blogger behind PaleoMG. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to share my favorite food, workout, and wellness tips to help you live your best damn life. Today, we're talking about Seint makeup, which used to be called Mascara beauty. This makeup is unlike any other makeup I've tried. So I started following this beauty blogger online and she had the most amazing makeup tutorials and she was using Seint makeup. And she said in one of her stories, if you want me to match you with your colors, apply here, or whatever it was. Well, I did exactly that, and she matched my skin and sent me different makeup to try, and I have fallen in love with it. It is such an easy way to give your face a great foundational color, but then contour at the same time, because I don't know how to contour, and if you've seen my previous makeup video, I'm using powder, I'm using foundation, I'm using CC cream, I don't know, I'm using all kinds of different stuff. Well, this is just in one palette. So this is what a little palette looks like. Now, dun, 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 got some different colors in there. So I have a blush, I have a foundational color, I have kind of a highlight color, some different contouring colors, and eyeshadows as well. But there's so many different options out there, and there's so many ways to match your skin color exactly. She got it spot on with mine. Now, what I love about this palette is it doesn't set into your creases. I'm getting older, I'm 34. I have more and more wrinkles on my neck and on around my mouth, you know, just normal places. And oftentimes whenever I wear a foundation or a CC cream, it kind of settles into those creases over time, even with the setting spray. Well, I don't get that with Seint Beauty. This cream-based makeup is perfect for people who are aging, all of us, but have those fine lines and wrinkles that are setting in. The makeup doesn't set into it. I love this makeup. I had a couple people on Instagram ask me to do a review, and that's it. I love it. I highly recommend it. It makes putting on your makeup so easy. And now that I have a newborn at home, I have little Miss Avery, I have limited time for putting on makeup, and half the time I don't. But whenever I use this makeup, it's so much faster because you're able to apply it all to your face, blend, and then you're ready to go. This is the finished product. I think it looks really natural. It looks like I don't have much on. It's fantastic. And it just makes me want to try more from their line. They have all kinds of different eyeshadows. They have a ton of stuff to choose from. Something I recommend after you apply your makeup, it can feel a little bit tacky. So make sure you use a setting spray afterwards. That's going to really set the makeup in and get it less tacky. That was my only complaint when I first started using it. When I did start using it, it took a little while. I was like, I don't know if I like this, but I just had to learn to apply it. I have the Seint brushes, but I also use a couple of my own brushes and I'll show you those. But the brush, it almost takes a little bit of time to get the makeup in the brush and then it spreads much more evenly. But at first I was like, I don't feel like it really covers much. But as I started getting into the makeup warmed up a little bit with my fingers, and then the brush warmed it up a little bit as well, and I was able to get better coverage than I did before. And I'm a person who has melasma most all over my face, and I'm able to cover it up with this makeup, which I didn't think that at first, but as I used it more, I figured it out more, and I was able to really figure out how much I needed to apply. And guess what? It's not that much. You really don't need that much to see amazing results. Now, as a person who is not a professional makeup artist, I mean, I'm literally sitting in my bathtub with a ring light, shower behind me. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to makeup, but I feel like that's most people. Aren't we all like that? There are very few people who are awesome at makeup, and if they are awesome at makeup, they're most likely filming YouTube videos or reels. Well, I'm a person who's just trying to figure it out and hopefully can share that with you and share any of the knowledge and the little bit that I know to help you become a little bit better. Because when I watch some of those professional makeup artists, I just feel overwhelmed. And just, well, you guys know what you're doing, I don't. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. So if you don't either, hopefully you can connect with that. Let's get started. We are makeup free, we are hydrated, got all my skincare products on top, and now I'm gonna use my little palette here. So I just learned by watching on Instagram. And does that mean I'm very good at it? No, of course not, but I try my best. So I'm starting with the color White Peach, And this is kind of like the lightest colors on the face. So I'm gonna put that here, 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 here. Then I'll put it just where I would want color to kind of pop. So the ridge of my nose, a little below, and then here. Now, the color that kind of matches my skin tone more, this is amber. We got the amber color, and this is gonna go more so around most of my face. So I like to do it here. I just kind of pull it up, and I just dab it on my finger, that's it. Here, a little dabble do ya. And then around my mouth, and then right on the forehead. There you go. So that's where I like to start to begin with. Some people put their bronzer on next, but I don't. I just like to start with this base. So I start with the lighter colors. I just come in with this little angled brush. I really like these Seint brushes. They're great quality and they work so well. I feel like the first couple times you use them, they don't move the makeup quite as well, but it's like the makeup has to get into the brush. That's why I kind of hate cleaning mine. I do it like, you know, once a year. So come in and just come at the eye. I do it more than that, okay? Now I feel judged. I come in and I go over my lid as well. And I'm just doing these lighter color spots. And then I go to the next spot and over my eyelid. And then bring it down on the nose and up. And then smearing above the lip and here around the chin. And then I'm gonna do all the slightly darker spots. So I'm gonna bring that. You can see I didn't even pull it all the way in. A little bit goes such a long way. That's what I love about this makeup. You don't have to use much. So I just kind of pull it around here and into my chin and upper lip. And then the same thing here. And then I'll get my forehead as well. And I kind of just swoop that up a little bit. Okay, so I like to do that as a base. Next, I have this slightly darker tone, and this is Astoria. Now, I like to use this one, first of all, on my neck. So my neck is always a lighter color because I don't like putting self-tanner on my neck because I feel like it sits in the creases. Like if you ever get that on your arms, like near your elbow, it just kind of sits in the creases as you're getting older, at least for me. And so then it looks weird. So I like to put on just this little darker bronzer color, and I just get a little bit on my finger and then I just dab it around. Just a little bit. And then I have a big brush. So I prefer this brush that is a Tarte brush. It's much bigger surface area, and probably Seint has some of these, but I don't have one. And so I just use what I have on hand. So sometimes I just kind of wipe my finger of that color on the brush, and then, looks really good, huh? I just come in and I start mixing it together. And then I just have a color that matches my skin tone a little bit more. And then it doesn't look as dramatic when I have makeup on, of like that makeup line that you can get. So with any sort of contouring, you're trying to do the shadows of your face. And obviously your face is going to cast a shadow onto your neck. And you know, I'm no makeup artist. I'm just like trying to figure this out as I go, like all of us. And so I just think, okay, well, that's gonna be a little bit darker. So that's why I put this kind of bronzer color on my neck. And you can see it mixes in really well and it doesn't crease. I love this makeup, I love it. Okay, so use that big brush. Now, I have an even darker bronzer color that I really like. This one is called Bella. So I use this for contouring. Now, I use it kind of at the top of my cheekbone here. I've kind of mixed in my colors there. So I just use my finger here and I just dot it on. And you wanna make sure you kind of go on the lighter side because you'll be blending it. So it might go farther than you think. I figured this out the hard way. And then oftentimes I'm like blending it down towards my mouth. I don't want that. So I just start with a little bit and then I can build on that more. Then I just do a little bit of dotting here. Again, a little bit goes a long way. And this makeup lasts forever, which is something I really love about it. Then I'm gonna also do here along my chin because that's where the shadow is. We all have a shadow, you know? Under here. And then I do a little bit on my chin here and a little bit under my nose. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna use that same angled brush. I pretty much use this angled brush for everything. And you don't have to worry about that it's been mixed with a different color. It doesn't matter. So now I just start dabbing on a little bit with this cheekbone. And same thing over here. Dab, dab, dab. Because I'm gonna use my big brush to mix it all together afterwards. So I'm just blending now to create that cheekbone that, you know, don't really have in this postpartum period. And you can see I'm just creating that shadow and that kind of contour effect that we all want to figure out how to do. But it just feels so hard. Then I'll just blend in the bottom. A lot of people will contour their nose, but I just don't have that down. And then I feel like I just make my nose bigger. So I'm not a nose blender. Then I use this bigger brush and I come down and I start blending this down below. Oh yeah. Okay, so now I take this big brush and I start going in to just blend it all together so I don't have any kind of spots like I have right now. Pretty good. Okay, now I always just take a look. Should I add more? Maybe I'll try. And then I tend to add a little bit more around the cheeks because I just really like that dimension. You don't have to do that. I just feel like then it matches my skin a little bit more. So I just do a little bit more dab here. And then I can use that same brush. So a lot of makeup artists that use Seint will put on their first tone, then their second tone, and then their third contour tone, and then they mix it all together. I just like doing it separately, but you could totally do that and save yourself even more time. I just need it a little bit more step by step. I'm a newbie over here. And then I'm just gonna do a tad more around here. And then I can just take this bigger brush and just blend it a little bit more. And so it just blends into my entire face and I don't have any lines. And this is almost kind of pressing things in. And so you have, if you have any streaks from using that other brush, kind of blends it together and pats it into the skin. Cool. Okay. Now, I like to do a little bit of contour around my lips. And it's just like the nose, I'm not very good at it, so I just do a tiny bit. So I take this little tiny brush, it's got some fuzz on it, from Seint, and I'm using that first bronzer, the Astoria. So all I do is just dab it just a little bit, and I'm gonna come under my lip, and I'm just gonna almost create where the shadow would be under my lip, and it adds a little bit more dimension, it makes your lips look a little bit bigger, which I'm all about. And so then I just come underneath. And I know it looks silly now, but I'll blend it. I like to use a little blender ball, and then I just come in and just add just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Now, I like to add a little bit of blush. rouge. And I have this color. I actually want to get a darker color for my palette, but this is the Madrid color. So you just need a tiny, tiny bit. And I just come at the top here and just do the lightest of dabs, depending on how much bronze or blush, depending on how much blush you like. So I just do a little bit. Then I have this, oh God. And I have this little brush and I just fan it out. So then I just have a little bit of coloring there. And I might fan it just a little bit up top. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. And that's that. Now let's finish makeup. I'm gonna keep it super simple today because I have a newborn and that's how I do it now. So I like to use a little tinted eyebrow gel on top because my eyebrows are naturally blonde. And so if I haven't had them tinted in a while, well, they need a little bit of help. So I'll just tint them up. This is called the Brow Bar & Co. It is actually my eyebrow stylist. She has her own line and it's the only one I like. You can order it from her. I'll make sure to link her Instagram in the show notes below and so you can find it through her. So I'm just gonna come in and start applying and you'll see how the tiniest amount makes such a big difference with brows. Sometimes if I want even more definition, I use an angled brush and an eyebrow gel, but again, I have a newborn. I want it to be as fast as possible. So you can see the difference in eyebrows. This one just doesn't have that defined look to it. This one, so much better with the smallest amount of gel. Much better with those brows. For some minimal eye makeup, I'm just gonna go the very minimal here. I'm gonna put on some eyelid primer, and this is the Lancome Prime It Boost It. Love this one. It's just gonna help with not getting those creases going on in your lids, and it's gonna keep the makeup in place. Next, I have one of my Seint eyeshadows, and I'm just gonna use one of them. Let's see what color this one is. This is Drift. So it's just like a light little sparkly white color. It's simple. God, I'm really good at this. So I'm just gonna paint that on a little bit. And I'm literally just trying to bring some brightness to the eye because I want as minimal makeup as possible. And this one is just like a little light shimmer to it. Nothing crazy. You know, this is for the person like me who doesn't really know what they're doing with makeup, who is just trying to figure it out and look decent every day and feel put together. And this will do it. So I just put on a little bit there, nothing crazy. And then I'm gonna put on mascara. Mascara here is the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions. I love this mascara, truly love it. It just makes your lashes so long. Look at that, much better. Love it. This mascara is super buildable too. Other side. Amazing. Now I really like to do one other thing to just help brighten up the eyes since I'm just doing such minimal makeup. I might put on just a tad bit of lip just to give it a little bit of color so it looks like I have lips. But what brightens up the eye is a simple white eye pencil. And then you do it the tear line of your eye and it just makes your eyes really pop. I just like it, it's really simple, and I don't know, I just feel like I look more put together when I use it. I don't know if you can tell from this side to the other, but see that white little line? It just makes the eye look a little bit bigger. That's why I love it. I don't know about you, but I think that's hard to watch someone get a pencil that close to their eye. Dabbing anything in case I moved any makeup from holding onto my skin. Makeup videos are tough, but oh my God, this makeup is fantastic. Now here we are, makeup's done. Seint is applied. Fake tan is on my neck. Fake tan is on my cheekbones. I love this makeup because it looks very natural. It just looks clean on your skin. It looks fresh. And that's what I want. I just want to look fresh. If I'm putting on makeup while having a newborn, I want to look fresh, okay? And I think it works. Highly recommend checking it out. That's my review of it. You should try it. You got to try it for yourself. There's all kinds of ways to get a match online with a person online, or just figure it out on your own. You got to figure out what colors work for you. But if you can find the perfect match, you can find the perfect look. And it was that simple. I said before, I don't know what I'm doing, and I kind of figured it out. I think I look okay. Don't tell me otherwise, okay? But I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget, you gotta like and subscribe. And I have a couple more videos coming up that you're gonna like. But if you wanna learn more about Seint makeup, I'll link them below.